I found out on a Thursday afternoon through a credit alert on my phone. Not a big one, just a flag. A new account opened in my name at a bank I'd never heard of, in a city I hadn't visited in 3 years. I remember staring at it on my lunch break, half a sandwich in my hand, thinking it was one of those routine fraud things, a glitch, someone random who'd grabbed my details from some data breach somewhere. I reported it, changed a few passwords, went back to work. That was my first mistake, assuming it was a stranger. Her name is Priya. Was Priya. Is. I'm getting used to not knowing which tense to use. We met at 22. First real jobs, same terrible open plan office, bonding over bad coffee and worse management. She was the kind of person who made everything feel like an inside joke. Sharp, warm, funny in that quiet way that sneaks up on you. I trusted her the way you trust someone when you're young and the world still feels basically safe. Completely, without thinking about it, because it never occurs to you that you should. We were best friends for 9 years. The second alert came 6 weeks later. A lease agreement, an apartment. My name, my social security number, my date of birth, all of it clean and correct, and attached to an address in Portland that I had never set foot in. A data breach doesn't sign leases. I called the apartment complex and explained there'd been some kind of fraud. The woman on the phone said very carefully, "The tenant has been living here for 2 months. She's been a wonderful resident, very quiet." I asked for a description. Late 20s, dark hair, about 5'4". I am late 20s, dark hair, 5'4". I sat in my car in a parking garage for 40 minutes and didn't move. I didn't call the police first. The first person I called was Priya. She picked up, warm and easy and completely normal. "Hey, what's up?" And I almost said nothing. Almost convinced myself I was being paranoid, because this was Priya. This was my person. Instead, I said, "Have you been to Portland lately?" A pause, just half a second too long. "No," she said. "Why?" And I knew. Right then, before any proof, before any confrontation, I knew. The way you know things you don't want to know. I told her I had to go. I hung up. And then I called the police. What came out over the next 3 weeks was this. Priya had been using my identity for 8 months. Not just the apartment. Credit cards, a gym membership, a library card. She had built a small, quiet life under my name in a city where no one knew either of us. The investigators found her journal. In it, she had written, "I just wanted to start over. I wanted to be someone who had it together. I wanted to be her." I read that sentence 4 times. I still don't entirely know what to do with it. Here is what no one tells you about identity theft when it's personal. The paperwork is the easy part. You make the calls, file the reports, dispute the accounts. It takes months, but there is a clear path through it. What doesn't have a clear path is the other thing. Sitting with 9 years of friendship and trying to understand how someone who really knew you could look at your life and decide to wear it like a coat. How much of what she knew about me did she use? The stories I told her, the way I talked about myself at my best and worst, how much of that became her script? I will never fully know. That's the part I'm still working on. Priya took a plea deal. Community service, restitution, probation. I gave a victim impact statement, and she cried, and I didn't. She tried to send a letter afterward. I didn't open it. I put it in a folder with all the documents. Maybe one day. The coffee subscription took me 4 months to track down and cancel. For 3 of those months, artisan coffee was being delivered to an empty apartment in Portland with my name on the buzzer. A bag of good coffee sitting outside a door with my name on it. In a city I've never lived in, for a life I didn't know anyone was living. It's a strange thing to be stolen so quietly, to not even notice you were gone.